Hi, friends. Welcome to Threat Hunting, a hands-on introduction. This is episode 7, Anomaly Windows Event Logs. Now, event logs, specifically if you're in a Windows environment, is kind of the foundation of everything you're going to do. And so it's really important to get comfortable with them, to understand the ones that are relevant to you, and to learn how to interpret them. Because they're awesome. Just because they have so much information. They can talk about logins, what programs ran, who tried to access a share, what kind of services are going. Yeah, there's a lot. It's great. Now, of course, malware is going to try to clear these. Depending on your environment, though, if they're automatically sent to a SIM, they should still be caught. So, still can be really useful. And because they are a few of my favorite things. For instance, these are some of my favorite event IDs to do anomaly hunts on. We've got login success and failures, new processes, new services, scheduled tasks, users created, password resets, people who have been added to a security enabled group, and on and on. Now, what's really important to know is that none of these things are malicious. I know, right? You're like, come on, Molly. I thought that's what we're about right now. That being said, you can find anomalies when you look at them. If you're new to Windows event logs, the number kind of in the middle, 4624, and so on and so forth are the event IDs. And they'll help you find things. Now, let's take a look at some nastiness, because that's just super fun. We're going to take a look at password spraying. And oh gosh, we'll look at some scheduled tasks, maybe some services, some accounts. The more bad things we look at, the more you're going to know what bad things look like. And then when you take that information with your environment, it's kind of cool, right? So let's get to the good stuff. Let's get to the logs. We're not going to have sysmons for this one. This is just straight up Windows event IDs or events. And we're going to take a look at some password attacks. We're going to take a look at, some user account stuff. We're going to take a look at Mimikatz. I want to point out where these examples came from. And I want to give a shout out to Sans, Blue Team, Deep Blue CLI. This was put together by Eric Conrad. I don't know the man, but thank you very much for creating this and putting these examples out there to learn from. It's wonderful. These are just EVTX files of bad stuff that happened. Now, this program that he put together, please take a look at and use. It's absolutely fantastic. It does some of these it finds the bad stuff by going through your logs. And so on this GitHub, you can download the PS1 file, run these sample logs, and you can see what kind of output it'll get. So it's kind of like automatic hunting, right? So check it out. It's great. Awesome work. Thank you so much for putting it out there. But these are where the EVTX logs we're also looking at came from. We're just going to do it kind of the old-fashioned way. All right. So taking a look, we've got to load them. And so just like when we did parse sysmon, we're going to load them in a similar manner, except you don't have to load a script, which is kind of cool. I should put a caveat depending on what PowerShell you're using, but this should probably work. So you're going to, this is your variable, password, hash, $ password spray. That's going to hold your log files that we look through. Okay, the commandlet is get win event, and you just have to tell it where the EVTX file is, and then you should be good to go. Okay, so let's take a little gander here, and we'll look at password spray, and try to learn some good stuff about it. Okay, so PowerShell. There we go. All right, so I loaded these ahead of time just to save us some time, but password spray. Now our example is, we're going to take a look at a specific event ID. Again, here's our operator EQ, which stands for equal. This last bit is just going to select one of the events, just so we can get a feel for what kind of information it has in it. And again, the FL is format list to make it a little easier to read. Okay, so here's what a 4648 ID looks like. All right, we've got a time. We can see the provider name for the log. We can see the description. And then it gets more specific. It gives us the SID, the account name that did it, the domain, the login ID, and the GUID, and then the credentials that were used, right? So in this case, they're not the same. Okay, something to look for. It also gives us the server, the network address, and the port. So this is using 445, which often is SMB. All right, so we're looking at a SMB password spray attack. For those who aren't familiar, a password spray is where you try one password against a huge list of users, hoping that one of them has it. The thought is that it won't lock anyone's account out because you only try to password once, opposed to 3 or 4, your policy that locks somebody out. So lots of great information in here. Now, stuff we can search for using WinEventLog easily. We can search for time, provider name, but more importantly, the log ID, and we can match on something inside the message. Okay, so now let's take a look at some of these. We're going to take a look at new user, password guessing or password spray. It's more accurate there. And Mimikatz hash dump. Let's take a moment, make sure to log to load up these into these variables so you can follow along. Pause me, rewind me, whatever you need. Okay, let's head on over. If your screen is ever too busy, you can do CLS and that cleans it up a bit. All right, let's do the first one. Let's see what it looks like when a new user is added to a system. Often something that could be done for persistence, and also a normal activity, right? So again, we're looking for anomalies, the strange in the normal. All right, so new user. We're going to look at the whole property name, or the whole message name, and format list to make it pretty. Okay. And actually, I'm going to add ID in there too. So if we scroll up, here we go. We have an event ID 4732 added to a security group. We have a couple of those. 4720 as a new user was created. Okay, so if you're looking for new users, you can look for these IDs or these group of IDs, specifically 4720. Awesome. Let's try another one. Let's take a look at our password spray. Oh, and I have a bit of a typo here. We need to make sure to put a pipe here. Okay, here's another operator we haven't used yet is match. So it's going to try to look for this string in the event log. Assuming my spelling is correct, we'll cross our fingers. All right, so we've got a fair number of them. In fact, we could measure the number. 295 of these event IDs, 46, 48. All right. We can dig into them farther. And if we want, we can grab just the message. Format list to make it pretty, although there's going to be a lot of them. What? And we'll let it finish scrolling. It makes you look like you're being really busy at work. There we go. Okay, we're just going to point out some things. We're going to notice the account name for all of these is the same, JW Rig. And we're going to notice the credentials being used keeps changing. Okay, so that's what a password spray would look like. So if you're thinking about trying to find it, you could look for large groups of attempted explicit credentials. And you could focus maybe on where the account name whose credentials were used on the subject are different, and kind of go from there and look for big chunks, anomalies. So that's what a password spray is going to look like. Let's try another one. Oh, just real quick, we're going to do one more thing here. I am not going to do a match. I just want to show you something. All right, so just kind of a quick way. Again, you can see the numbers we have. You could also do this another way. You could do group. Okay. We'll just show that it's grouping by message and ID. So each password, there were 7 attempts done with different passwords. Maybe a little on the high side, depending on your company. But again, we're kind of picking up interesting things. All right. Moving on, let's take a look at Mimikatz. Yeah, right? Not something you want to be seeing on your environment, but let's take a look at what kind of event logs show up when you do a hash dump. So okay, so it's kind of interesting. Just a 500-foot view. We've got a lot of 4798s. Someone's looking at local group memberships, a number of them, followed by a privileged service. In fact, that happens a number of times as well. We can dig in a little farther to these if we want, and we can pull up can do format lists so we can see the messages. Right, okay, so we can see the process name, MMC. See the user, we can just kind of digging in. We can see what privileges that are trying to be enumerated, or I should say what privileges are being used for a service that is being called. And we can also see process names, right? There you go. There's your big clue. It's probably not going to be called that, but it might be some funny derivative of it. All right. So how could you hunt for this? Mimikatz is kind of difficult to look for. So you could look for these groupings of event logs. Right, and there are more specific things you can look for as well. So you should definitely do some Googling to kind of look at it. But those are the event logs that pop up with a Mimi hash dump. Okay, so let's talk about again what stood out. So for this SMB brute force or password spray, as more accurate, we saw big groupings of trying to log in with explicit credentials involving different account names, right? And the same number of attempts for each one, right? It looks programmatic. We saw the Mimikatz hash dump. Again, this is going to take some tuning to see if a lot of privileged services are called right after group enumerations, but it's definitely something to look for. And watch for user creations. Vet them, check them with whoever you're working with. Say, hey, we saw a new user. Looks like they've got privileged access. Is this a user you did? You'll get a feel for the pattern that a company uses. That can be helpful as well. Alrighty, so hypothesis time. When event ID blank is observed, and if it is blank, then it could be malicious. So pause, take a second, see what maybe you've got, what you're thinking about. Okay, so a couple ideas. When one privileged account has over 1,000 4625s within 10 minutes, might be a brute force attempt. When more than 100 accounts have the same number of failed logins within 1 hour, this could be a password spray attempt. Right? So we're kind of understanding the threats to find these anomalies. All right, these are solid gold. Collect them if you're not. Understand which event IDs are relevant to the threats that you're worried about, and study these event logs. Check out, I think it was Deep Blue CLI by Eric Conrad. Check out those event logs. Play with them. Understand them. Try to make some hunts based on them. Thank you so much for watching this episode, and I hope you tune in for the next one. Thanks.